You're up.
All ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. It's now 10 a.m. We're here for the regular session of the Hunt County Commissioners Court. At this time, I'll call the meeting to order and ask Commissioner Martin to lead us in prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to our flags. If everybody stand, please.
Shall we pray? Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to come here and take care of the county business and the people's business. We ask you to continue blessing this great nation. We ask you to give us righteousness in our decisions. We ask for patience, understanding, and knowledge as we take upon this project and we're from taking care of the business. Those that suffered harm last night in the storms and also West Texas fires, if you will, continue blessing those people. Those that have lost, comfort them, if you will. We ask you to continue this great country, that it might become what you want it to be. In Christ's name we ask these things. Amen.
Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, everybody. It's got a good crowd here this morning. I like all the blue shirts. All right, this time I'll call the roll. Commissioner Hutchins, Strait, Martin, and Harrison are all present. I'm Judge Stovall. I'll be presiding over the meeting today. Commissioners, you have the minutes from March 8th, 2022 regular session. Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. This time we'll conduct public testimony. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes and should conduct themselves in a civil manner. The Commissioners Court cannot take action on items not listed on the agenda in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Concerns will be addressed by county staff. They may be placed on a future agenda or addressed by some other course of response. I have Vanessa Sherrod. Did I say that right?
Hello. Okay, I'm Vanessa Sherrod. I own Adele's a sweepstakes online game room in Quinlan, and I've recently moved from one location to another, and I'm having issues with the permit because they're saying it's the 1,500 feet from a residential. I didn't know when I rented the place that it was like 997 feet. Through the woods behind me, there is another house. There's a residential location, and it doesn't have any kind of easement to the street I'm on, the highway I'm on, or anything. Everything around me is commercial. So I'm needing to see if we can get that amended.
We'll have to check with our attorney, and we can't respond to it. It's not on our agenda.
Okay, so that's it.
Uh-huh.
Thank y'all.
Anybody else like to speak to the court today? Daniel, anybody online? No. Okay. Nobody else wishes to speak. We'll move on to new business, consent calendar. Commissioners, you have the consent calendar in front of you. Entertain a motion for approval.
Your Honor, I make a motion that we pass consent calendar, but item number 3, 4, 5, and 6 also request that we pass it with the normal stipulations being added to each item.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item, accounts payable.
I make a motion we pay the bills.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of line item transfers.
Make a motion to approve line item transfers.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of budget amendments.
Make a motion to approve budget amendments.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of payroll and personnel.
Make a motion to approve payroll and personnel.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Motion approved. Number 1, proclamation of Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month of April 2022. Lori? Everyone, whoever you want to speak, it's y'all's time.
Yes, well, thank you so much, Judge and Commissioners, for always your support in child abuse awareness and prevention every year. We appreciate that. So we have the proclamation, and I have Amy Ramsey here with the Children's Advocacy Center, and we usually take turns reading this. Should we read this aloud?
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's get ourselves together. Start? Sure.
Whereas a total of 68,517 victims of child abuse or neglect were confirmed in Texas in fiscal year 2021. Whereas each day in Texas, 188 children are confirmed victims of child abuse. Whereas every 8 minutes in Texas, there's at least one confirmed case of child sexual abuse. Whereas every week in Texas, on average, more than 4 children die from abuse or neglect. Whereas in fiscal year 2021 in Texas, a total of 45,870 children were in the legal care of the state for their own protection. Whereas in Texas and throughout the nation, there are many individuals and agencies who are working to prevent child abuse, to raise awareness about child abuse, and to help the child victims.
Whereas in fiscal year 2021, the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services served a total of 253,274 children who, by no fault of their own, became involved with the DFPS Child Protective Services due to the allegations and confirmed cases of child abuse or neglect. Whereas in Hunt County in 2021, Child Protective Services conducted 724 investigations of child abuse and/or neglect. Whereas in Hunt County, Child Protective Services worked with, on average, 125 children and their families each month in 2021. Whereas in 2021 in Texas, there are a total of 10,920 court-appointed special advocates, or CASA volunteers, who are assigned by the court to speak up for a child's best interest. Whereas last year, CASA volunteers involved with one of the 72 CASA programs in Texas advocated for 23,543 children in foster care, giving over 2 million volunteer hours to serve these child victims. Whereas in Hunt County, CASA volunteers advocated for 242 children last year, serving 100% of the Hunt County children who were placed into the foster care system. Whereas CASA for Hunt County volunteers gave 4,748 hours and traveled 27,096 miles in order to serve the children in which they are appointed, saving Hunt County taxpayers about $110,000 with volunteer services.
Whereas Children's Advocacy Center, or the CAC, is the front door for child abuse investigation process to provide a collaborative response to children impacted by abuse. Last year in Texas, 71 children advocacy centers across the state served more than 61,891 children during that year. Whereas in 2021, approximately every 15 hours in Hunt County, there's a confirmed case of child sexual abuse. Whereas 98% of the child victims knew their alleged perpetrator. Whereas every child through the CAC has a chance for their voice to be heard and the healing process to begin. And in Hunt County, the CAC staff and volunteers served 687 children last year.
Whereas child abuse and neglect is a serious problem affecting every segment of our community, and finding solutions requires input and action from everyone in our community. And whereas our children are our most valuable resources and will shape the future of Texas. And whereas child abuse can have long-term psychological, emotional, and physical effects that can have lifelong consequences for victims of child abuse. And whereas protective factors are conditions that reduce or eliminate risk and promote the social, emotional, and developmental well-being of children.
Whereas effective child abuse prevention activities succeed because of the meaningful connections and partnerships created between child welfare, education, health, community, faith-based organizations, businesses, and law enforcement agencies. And whereas communities must make every effort to promote programs and activities that benefit children and their families. Whereas we acknowledge that we must work together as a community to increase awareness about child abuse and contribute to promote the social and emotional well-being of children and families in safe, stable, nurturing environment. Whereas prevention remains the best defense for our children and families.
Whereas the impact of abuse and neglect has long-term personal, economic, and social cost, therefore hurting Texas' future. Whereas CASA for Hunt County Children's Advocacy Center, Hunt County's Child Protective Services, foster parents, teachers, counselors, attorneys, judges, and others who work to ensure that children in our community have the opportunity to grow up in a safe, loving, permanent homes. And therefore, we are asking Judge Bobby Stovall, Hunt County Judge for Hunt County, to proclaim April 2022 as National Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month in Hunt County, and urge all citizens to recognize this month by dedicating themselves to the task of improving the quality of life for all children and families.
Thank you very much. I can't tell y'all how much we appreciate what y'all do.
Lori, would you also like to let the public know about the event this Friday?
Yes, I sure would. So this Friday, next Friday, thank you.
Next Friday, I'm sorry.
April 1st, which is Go Blue Day in Texas. And we traditionally have where we ask everyone to wear blue that day to recognize their support of child abuse prevention. But the events are to be able to come downtown to the courthouse and be a part of the large group photo that we have on the courthouse steps. If you'll gather about noon, we're going to say a few words about child abuse. The picture will occur at 12:15. And immediately following that, we'll be placing pinwheels and flags around the northwest corner of the courthouse to represent the number of children served last year by CASA for Hunt County and Hunt County Children's Advocacy Center.
Wow.
Everyone's invited.
Thank
Judge,
you.
may I say something?
Sure.
I'll tell you what, and I'm sincere about this, you know, I've been watching you and your predecessor come here for the last almost 16 years. And this has taken place every year, and I tell you what, your response, your caring has not declined at all. It's gotten bigger. And we, as the Commissioner's Court, like Judge Stovall said, we thank you for what y'all do, because it does make a difference.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I don't know if y'all remember or not, I furnished y'all an office for about the first 5 years that y'all were in existence, and I was glad to do that, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was so wonderful to have that donation for our organization being a nonprofit. So
Yeah.
we appreciate everything, and we do appreciate y'all's support. I mean, we know y'all support us, and that's a huge benefit for us.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Commissioners, I entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Action item number 2, the request to enter into an agreement with Tcdrs for the qualified replacement benefit arrangement. Sandy?
Good morning.
Morning.
What this is in TCDRS, when we have somebody go out that is able to retire, there are limits on how much TCDRS can pay them out. If somebody retired at 55, the most they can be paid out is $153,734 a year. So if for some reason somebody retired at 55 and their benefit was $200,000, TCDRS would only pay out the $153,734. We would be required to pay the rest. They would give us credit on our invoices for that, so the county would not be out any extra money. But then the employee is able to draw their full retirement.
We got two people maybe that.
We have two right now that are possible. That's the reason why they want us to go ahead and get this, signed and set up, so,
Totally no cost to the county. We just
No-
have to
no
advance
cost.
it and then we get reimbursed.
correct.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions? Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 3. The request to authorize an employee of the sheriff's office to attend extra training out of state for exterior response to active shooter events. Train the trainer. Buddy, you want to brief us?
Buddy Oxford. We made a request for training for an officer to go to Camp Shelby, Mississippi, to attend the alert training course of active shooter out in the open. Alert is the advanced law enforcement response training. They're housed out of San Marcos, Texas. But their course that they offered at San Marcos, we weren't able to get into, so the next course is going to be down in Mississippi. In the past, what we've done with Greenville PD annually, we do alert training for active shooters in school buildings and such. We've never done the open field active shooter training or taught it. What we're trying to do now is to incorporate a training course for the officers of Hunt County to be able to have a coordinated training to respond to an active shooter in an open area. And we're wanting to send one officer to this course to be trained, the trainer course.
Are they already a trainer for you?
Yes, they are. They are in alert training. He is actively involved in the training annually. We did shut the training down with Greenville PD due to COVID, but we're wanting to get it back started again. It's usually in the fall season that the training takes place. It's usually a 4 to 5 day training course. I'm hoping that we go to this course and then we'll have an additional days of training just for this topic.
But you said Greenville PD, is this something that you guys are going to offer across all the county for all law enforcement?
Yes, the alert training that we've done with Greenville PD, they are primarily, they provide instructors. Hunt County provide instructors. We've got 2 people that are instructors through the alert program. Greenville PD may have 3 or 4. We offer it to everybody because if an active shooter does occur, there's going to be officers coming in from everywhere. And so Greenville PD and Hunt County have always invited the smaller agencies to participate. And they
But
would.
I want to thank y'all for what you do, and I think it is very important in reference to this extra training, the way things are going on. But I do appreciate the sheriff and also you thinking about this and actually asking for this training.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you.
Anybody else? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Judge, before we go further, I think we were supposed to take a group picture with,
Oh, excuse me. Y'all want a group picture? You don't want it with us. My bad. Sorry. Thank you, Mark.
Right.
These things are going to mess up anyway.
What's that?
That window.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they were just hanging around to hear what I was
Don't you help it hurt yourself.
I won't, I'm tough.
Stand up here and I'll push you around.
We
You brought that up, I thought about that.
I've never been, it says that stipulation.
He had just put that in there.
Oh, man, I'm glad he put it on there, but I did not see it.
All right, action item number 4, the order of elections and polling locations for the May 7th constitutional amendment elections. Jeannie? I want to thank you for the great work you're doing.
Thank you. We just keep it going, don't
Oh,
we? And they just
you're
keep
doing
coming.
awesome.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm requesting that the order of election and polling locations be approved for the May 7th constitutional election. Each of you commissioners and judge have a copy of this order, and then Becky has the official one to sign at a later date.
So when's the local elections?
May 7th is the constitutional and jurisdictional
And
election.
both of them are the same day?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Commissioner, you got any questions? Not, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, second, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Short and sweet. Action item 5, the update to commissioners on the county courthouse restoration window, the window renovations. Commissioners, you remember we've been trying, I think ever since I started here 3 years ago, to try to get a project going to restore the windows around the courthouse. They all leak air and water. I know I get water and air both in my office. Multiple windows are in bad shape. It is a requirement under our historical designation that those will be done when we renovate the courthouse. The way the funding works with the Historical Commission, we can never get more than a $20 million grant. Philip probably remembers when all that was done back in, what, about 15 or something, Philip? When they drew up new plans to restore the courthouse, and when it went out for bids, it was 40-something million to do the total restoration, and county didn't have their 20 million to put up, and so nothing moved forward. So since we're going to be limited anyway, we're going through the Historical Commission. We get credit for any of the work we do in accordance with their plan, going towards our contribution towards any money that we spend. We engaged a company, and the first company we engaged was about the time I think COVID started, and then he died in the process of trying to get going with it. And then we got another company that gave us a price and did a restoration in the commissioner's office to see, so the architect could observe it and they could determine specifications to write up bid proposals to have the other windows done. And that one was done but never completed. The window never has been back the way it was supposed to be, and we can't seem to get them back, and they have no interest in talking to us. We have tried another company, and they came out and they wouldn't give us a proposal, and then the architect found this company that just completed a courthouse restoration, and I don't remember the county, but he just finished it. Chris and them have checked on it, and Chris Comer, our facilities manager, and they've given us a proposal to do another mock-up window and try to get it right this time so that the architect can write up the specifications to take the historical commission and we can put it out for bid to know how to restore those windows. We have to figure out a way whether we got to take them out or not take them out. They have to be repaired, fixed, paint taken off, repainted back to the original color, and then reinstalled if necessary. So it's just a process, and we got to figure out how to get it done. So I'd entertain a motion, or I'll make the motion to approve the new contract to get the window renovation project started.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 6, request to construct electrical power distribution facilities across County Road 2172 and Precinct 2.
I make a motion we approve this request on electrical power on County Road 2172. You under usual stipulations.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 7, request to construct electrical power distribution facilities across County Road 2216 in Precinct 2.
Make a motion we approve this request on electrical power distribution on County Road 2216 under usual stipulations.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 8, the request to construct electrical power distribution facilities across County Road 3602 in Precinct 3.
Make a motion, we allow the construction with a normal stipulation.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 9, the request to construct electrical power distribution facilities across County Road 3608 in Precinct 3.
Your Honor, I'll make a motion, we allow the construction in reference with the normal stipulations.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 10, the acknowledgement of completion of the road and infrastructure construction and the beginning of 2-year warranty bond for Wood Creek Estates. Brian?
This is the plat that was approved last Commissioners Court. They went the next day with the approval of the court to the bonding company, got the bond written up with that date. This is just the acknowledgement that they have completed construction, they have completed infrastructure, and the 2-year warranty bond is starting on the date specified on the bond, which I believe was March 8th. March 8th was the date of the bond.
You gonna keep up with the dates on it, or have we got more than one person keeping up to make sure we don't?
We're gonna keep up with it. That's one reason why I wanted to run it through the court this morning, so that it would be in the commissioner's minutes. It would be
So we're gonna,
there.
you're gonna actually record the bond
Yes.
in our minutes?
Yes, the bond is there in your packet, so.
You just file it with ours, or you've got to put it in a separate place because it's a bond? Okay. Okay.
Judge, I appreciate him taking that extra step in reference to talking to everybody in reference to this. I believe you came up with a good idea. And also, we'll have a copy of it down there in your office also.
Yes,
Do appreciate that.
yeah, I'm gonna get as many copies out as I can. I'll keep one, of course, the clerk, I'm gonna
Make sure we get a
that the
tickler.
auditors have one, and yeah, I
Make
want-
sure we
I
get a
want everybody
tickler
to have it.
system on it when that thing's up.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we need to get it, Commissioner,
notify
you
me
need to
of
keep
it.
up with it because you got to inspect it to make sure
Yeah.
before
And
the
I'll-
time runs out and get everything repaired.
I'll have it notify me about 6 weeks ahead of time.
I'd probably make two, at least, I'd probably do 90
couple of
days,
months or-
yeah. Because bad weather, if they had to get in there and fix something, we don't want it to run out.
Right.
You
Your Honor,
agree?
this, we'll begin this 2-year period as of the date of that bond.
Correct.
Am I correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
I assume you'll periodically inspect it just to make sure.
Yes, sir, I'll be glad to.
Yeah. That is your precinct, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. All right, I entertain a motion for approval.
So move.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 11, the public hearing for a change of zoning of approximately 12.13 acres out of 109.43 acres from ag to C1 light commercial district for the purpose of a RV park. Brian?
This, we've got two here, same piece of property. The property is zoned agriculture right now. You know, we have the zoning within a mile of Lake Tawakoni. And this actually adjoins the SRA property. So we've got zoning. Currently, it's zoned ag. In order to put an RV park in, it has to go into a mobile home or a commercial district. The light commercial C1 district made good sense here. Then in order to put in the RV park, it also has a specific use permit that limits that piece of property, this commercial tract, to just being used as the plan says. So he can't go in later and bulldoze it and put in a Walmart. It has to be an RV park. So, so there'll be two of them. There's the public hearing.
It'll be commercial, so he can come in and remove the specific use permit and then use it for commercial.
And it goes back through the same process
Right.
here to undo and be able to change it. So, so you've got two, you know, both of them have public hearings, the change of zoning and the specific use permit. He's not platting, he is retaining ownership of everything. It's a 12-acre tract out of 109 acres, so there's no plat involved. He already has SRA approval on his septic system. That document is in there in the packet as well as the septic design and everything.
Has he got the fire department, fire marshal's approval?
Do not have the fire marshal's approval.
Is he aware of it?
He's aware of it. I spoke with him about it.
Okay.
It's not very dense, 20 units over 12 acres. So
Just
it's
making
not
sure
one piece
they got
there.
turnaround requirements and all for a fire engine.
It's an actual pull through, and the plan's in there in the packet.
Okay.
So there's nothing that raises concern. Lots of room between the units. That's always a big concern, is the density and
Right.
fire access to
Fire
the
access,
roads.
yeah.
So
Your Honor, I would like to also specify this in reference to this. This was filed several months ago in reference to it. But this was taken before the Planning and Zoning Committee in reference to changing all this, and basically the RV park itself. And the Planning and Zoning, Mr. Pierre is here. Basically, they recommend this approving to the Commissioners Court also.
right, there are recommendations from the Lake Tawakoni P&Z on both the change of zoning and the specific use permit. That was what I stuck up there on your desk this morning. So.
Okay. All right, at this time I'll open up the public hearing. Anybody wishes to speak about this item, please come forward, state your name. I don't guess there's anybody online, is there, Daniel? No one wishing to speak, I'll close the public hearing. Action item number 12, an application for the change of zoning of approximately 12.13 acres out of 109.43 acres for agriculture, from agricultural to C1 light commercial district for the purpose of an RV park. This time I'll open it up for a public hearing. Anybody wish to speak for or against this? Being none, we'll close the public hearing. Actually, that we got out of order one. I entertain a motion for the change of the zoning and for the specific use permit.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 15, the replat of Green 36 Edition, Lot 1 in Precinct 2.
This will also need a public hearing
Okay.
because it is a replat.
Okay, this time we'll open this up for a public hearing. Anyone that wishes to speak for or against the replat of Green 36 Edition? Being no one, I'll close the public hearing.
What we've got here, this is a plat that was, y'all approved it last year. They had a pretty large lot up on the north end, and they're just going through and splitting that lot in half. Has ample frontage, ample acreage. There's no concerns on it. They hadn't sold the stuff. They still own it, and the majority of the other lots, I believe, so.
All right, entertain a motion for approval.
Make a motion to approve this replat of Green 36 Edition.
Second?
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 16, the final plat of Austin Addition, Precinct 1.
Pretty basic plat, lots of road frontage, front and rear. If you notice on the plat there, it does show a little encroachment on one of the front building lines. I drove by to look at that. It's kind of a wooden porch out in front of this little building. It's not a concrete slab or a structure or anything. It's nothing that would raise concern. If it was ever an issue, it'd be fairly easy to remove. There again, it's just a wooden porch, so.
Okay, any questions? Entertain a motion for approval of the Austin Addition in Precinct 1.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 17, the final plat of Meadows Addition in Precinct 1.
This is in downtown Merritt, the thriving metropolis. This is a piece of property right on FM 36. It's encumbered pretty heavily with floodplain and, well, primarily the 200-foot buffer zone around the floodplain. If you notice on the plat, I had them put acreage of each individually on there. Acreage of the floodplain, acreage of the 200-foot buffer, and acreage of the amount of land outside of it. I know that Mrs. Metz had extensive conversations with David Jones and Brittany Cooper over this. There's been lots of, it's been in process now for a little while, and there's been lots of conversations. So she's aware of what kind of additional things are required for development that close to a floodplain. Other than that, ample frontage. It's a lot in downtown Merritt.
Any questions, Commissioners? Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Action item 18, the final plat of Texas Towers in Precinct 3.
This is down just right outside of Lone Oak, almost adjoining the city limits, definitely in their ETJ, but we have the developmental authority in Lone Oak's ETJ. Pretty simple plat. Lots of road frontage right there on the corner of 513 and 69, just north of Lone Oak.
Any questions? Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action number 19, the final plat of Windy Meadows Estates, Phase 1, Precinct 4.
All right. This is one, y'all have seen the preliminary plat. He's got a subdivision going. He had lots of frontage that he wanted to go ahead and that's what this Phase 1 is. This is all the lots that are dealing with the existing frontage, don't have any kind of drainage easements or any kind of additional drainage work that needs to be done. The road's been upgraded. He's already paid for the oil sand, and Precinct 4 has actually already laid the oil sand down. He got that done as soon as he found out it needed to go. There's no big drainage issues on it. He's on the second phase. He's going to have a new road that's going to be built, and he's going to have a few more things to deal with drainage and such as that. But Phase 1's fine. Spoke with engineers on both sides, our side and on his side, and the engineers are both comfortable with these lots not affecting that Phase 2 or the drainage of. So.
All right, entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
may I introduce you to somebody out here? This had to do with the RV park, the Shins out here.
Okay.
This is Kevin and his wife. Basically, we went out to the place, what they've been doing. I want to tell you something. It looks good, don't it? It looks good. And I tell you what, I think they have how many lots? And basically, they're doing it. They have to be how old and all this. They're looking for the older people.
You want the party people, huh?
But I want to tell you something, Judge, they do have a very nice place out there. They prepared for it, and I appreciate Mr. Toole working with them, and it's been a long Been a long trip for you, but congratulations.
All right, any other comments before we go into executive sessions? Daniel, we got anything online? No. Okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session under items 1 and 5.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. We'll go into executive session at 10:40. Should be,
We're up.
okay, it's 11:49, we're back in regular session. Commissioners, we've discussed changing the OSSF regulations for Hunt County to be sent to the TCEQ. I'd entertain a motion for approval for the new rules as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and second. Daniel, we all right? Okay. Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other business before the court today?
BKD?
Okay, we got any messages?
No, we don't.
Okay. We discussed coming out of in executive session about a new extended contract with BKD accountants for consulting services dealing with ARP funds. Entertain a motion for approval of that contract.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Is there anything else in front of the court that I forgot about?
No.
We good? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn?
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned at 11:50. Thank y'all. Have a good week.